Welcome to Am I the Earring Edition. I'm an earring lover with a lot of opinions, and I'm here for the drama, so get comfy because we're about to dive into the first story. Before we start, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on more jewelry drama. Will I be the for taking out my daughter's earrings? My daughter is 7. She has yet an unclear special needs, which means she has pretty low executive function and forgets things a lot. She also doesn't tolerate being touched when she's in pain. Somehow my ex managed to get her to sit still to have her ears pierced at Claire's or some similar place. I told him months ago I'm not okay with it. Will I be the I took the earrings out so they can just heal over? They're extremely fresh. She had them pierced only a couple days ago and they're already starting to look inflamed. My daughter is really scared to let me touch them and they need to be cleaned at least twice daily or they're not going to heal properly. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts. OP's ex is the only villain in this story if you ask me. And I say that because I don't play around with children's health, and to be putting your 7-year-old in jeopardy of getting an infection because you're not educated on the responsibility of getting your ears pierced and what that entails is entirely on OP's ex. I don't know what the co-parenting situation is like, but at the end of the day, it seems like she is in OP's care for somewhat decent amount of time, to the point that OP would have to be taking care of her earrings to prevent the risk of infection. So that means she should have gotten a say in getting earrings. And if you as parents are not both in agreement with it, then you can't have your child get their ears pierced because the risk of infection is just too great. And especially given the circumstances of OP's daughter, it doesn't feel like she was a good candidate to get her ears pierced because she's not able to understand why her ears need to be touched when she's in pain. And it just feels like it's a sensory overload situation for her, which again, OP's ex is the for, because you're getting her earrings done for an aesthetic reason instead of caring about how it's going to affect your daughter's mental health and how it's going to affect her sensory issues. If OP's daughter at a later time wants to get her ears pierced, that's fine. And I don't care what every parent does with their own child, but that's a situation where you have to decide that as the parent. You have to be in agreement and you have to take responsibility so you prevent the risk of infection. And so in this specific instance, OP is definitely not that in any way. I feel like it's very appropriate to let them close because it's going to be a lot easier to have OP's daughter sit through one moment of pain as you remove the earrings and you clean the ears, and then you don't have to worry about any more infection versus the whole healing process of earrings. If this was a petty reason of just not liking the look of earrings or not wanting her to have earrings, I would say OP is because your daughter already went through the pain. But because the risk of infection is so great here, and it's only going to increase because it's going to be so difficult to clean, it's a situation where OP has no other choice but to let the earrings close up. Am I the for not giving my sister my childhood gold earrings? I, 20 female, was told by my mom that on my first birthday, she was giving gold earrings as a gift for me. A few times in my childhood, I wore these. I grew up, however, not knowing that these were a present for me and not just my mom's jewelry. Earlier this year, my sister, 16 female, without my knowledge, took these earrings from my mom, promising her she would wear them for a temporary time, which my mom agreed to. My sister then proceeded to wear these earrings for a month or so, and since I didn't know they were mine, I didn't care at all. Now, a week ago, she almost lost the earrings due to carelessness, and my mom got upset, and while upset, told me it was my childhood earrings she had been wearing this entire time. I asked her why she's only telling me this now, but she responded with, "I told you before, you just didn't listen," which I don't know if that's true or not. So I asked for the earrings back, which my mom did give to me. She agreed that it wasn't right for my sister to take these from me as her own, but in response, my sister began giving the silent treatment, crying, and overall becoming really upset that the earrings were taken from her. Okay, that's a very strong reaction to having the earrings taken back that she said she was only going to wear temporarily. I don't know if because the sister's only 16, if like this is her first time being told no or having something taken from her, and if that's like what's causing the big reaction, or if there is a larger sense of entitlement that is finally being revealed now. My relatives and other family members seeing this kept coming up to me telling me, "You're a good sister, lend your sister the earrings so she can wear them too," or "Your sister has built a connection with these earrings already, you weren't even wearing them, so give them back to her," all of which I didn't listen to because if they were my gift, why am I obligated to give them back to her due to the connection she built with them without my knowledge? Okay, I'm a little like dumbfounded at this situation. So my thing is, why did she build up such a connection to these earrings that were only supposed to be temporary? Because at the very best case scenario, it was earrings that she's supposed to share with her sister. Like she knows that her sister also wears them, that they're also hers. So building that connection in general is just a lot. But also, I think if you guys are already sharing the earrings, even if you find out it was a gift for you, why can't the situation just be that you continue to share it? It feels like both sisters are a little selfish right right now and not trying to share. And like OP is trying to take it for her own, which I understand, but it also feels like this was a situation that only is an issue because your mom revealed the truth. And like, if she has said it all this time and no one ever cared, it's like, why does OP care now? But it's also like, why is the sister trying to take the earrings for herself? It just feels like we forgot that we can share things. And I feel like this is gonna lead to like a family rift over something that really shouldn't be all that important. So I feel like this is a situation where everyone sucks, because it feels like OP really hasn't cared to wear these earrings since they were a child. And it seems like the sister does care to wear them more. And it seems like up until this point, they have been sharing who wears the earrings and things like that. So it feels like, yes, it was OP's gift, but the family was acting as if it was a gift that was shared between the two of them. And it feels like OP's being a little selfish right now. The moment she found out the earrings were a gift to her, she automatically is trying to take them back from her sister. I also feel like the sister is acting a little selfish too, having such a strong reaction to having the earrings taken away. It almost feels like she's trying to take the earrings for herself. And I feel like everyone sucks here, because I think the solution is just to share the earrings and then no one's feelings are going to be hurt. Like, I understand if you get a present, you want to keep that for you. You shouldn't have to share it with your siblings. But it feels like OP didn't have an issue sharing the earrings before. And now the only reason there's an issue is out of this idea of a present, of like it being yours and yours alone, when it really didn't seem like it was an issue to share it. And then we have an edit. Thank you to everyone who responded so far. There are comments saying my mom should give my sister her own pair, but the thing is she has another pair of gold earrings that my sister herself wore, but my sister just does not want them. My mom offered to buy her new gold earrings however she wanted, but she refused this offer too and is still giving me the silent treatment. Okay, this is where it feels like your sister might be a little bit entitled and not taking rejection or being told no in a productive way. And I will say in this instance, this would actually make me double down on not sharing with her, because I feel like when you are young, you have time to work through levels of entitlement, and sometimes you have to be told no in order to learn that. So because of her strong reaction to it, that would actually make me not want to share with her, even if I could. So that's something to keep in mind. That actually makes me feel like not everyone here does suck, because it could be imparting a very important lesson on OP's sister. And then it continues, I am used to being too nice of a person and a people pleaser by keeping the peace and just doing what everyone asks of me, but I become more aware of these tendencies this year, which is why I decided to hold on to these earrings even if it meant this type of conflict would remain. In my opinion, I think my sister is being manipulative, as she knew they were mine since childhood before she took them. I forgot to clarify this earlier. Okay, that does change it. I have more thoughts. So this is going to be a little bit of like an armchair therapy moment, so take this with a grain of salt, because I don't actually know what's going on in this family dynamic. I'm just going based on like patterns that I'm witnessing and kind of seeing like a familiar story being told in OP's story. It feels like this could be a situation where like OP is like the people pleaser in the family because her sister is the golden child, or like the child who always gets everything that she wants. And so because of this, it's like OP has to sacrifice herself and her happiness and her things and everything she wants so that her sister gets to shine and that her sister gets to have things go her way. It does change knowing that she knew that these earrings were her sister's, because she knew that they weren't hers. She knew she was only borrowing them. So if you're borrowing something, then you know you're gonna have to give it back eventually. And to have such a visceral reaction to having to give back something that you're borrowing and then giving your sister the silent treatment for taking back what is rightfully hers, that is manipulative. That is someone who clearly has not dealt with other people like being put before her. And there's a lot of things that like she needs to work out. And in this situation, knowing everything how we do now, OP's sister is the OP's not, because she's just like trying to set boundaries now. She's not being selfish for the point of being selfish. She's not saying, I don't want to share with you just to not share. It seems like there actually was context missing where she has like shared or like given up a lot of the things that she wanted for her sister, which changes it. You're allowed to set boundaries for yourself. And you don't have to keep the peace if your other sister is not always trying to keep the peace with you. Hopefully though, because 16 is young enough, hopefully this is a behavior that is able to be learned from, and OP's sister and her can grow to have a better relationship because of setting this boundary. I would say keep the earrings, and also the fact that the sister is rejecting other type of earrings makes me feel like either there's a very specific style of your earring that she's obsessed with, or it's more the principle of trying to take it away from you that she likes. And so it definitely feels like there is like a manipulative tactic going on from the sister right now, and I would just tell OP to keep like setting these boundaries and keep like holding on to like what is yours, and hopefully your sister finally reaches a point where she can come around. Am I that for giving my boyfriend's niece a pair of earrings. I, 42 female, asked my boyfriend, 40 male, to give earrings to his niece, 15, for her birthday from me, as I was not attending the party. He also had the receipt to give to his sister in case his niece wanted to exchange them. The party was yesterday. I found out 36 hours before, so I did not have time to buy her something. My boyfriend was giving her money and a card, which he picked up on his way to the party. The week before the party, I had a photo shoot for work. I had my makeup done in the mall, where there I realized I forgot my earrings, so I stopped at a well-known jewelry store that specializes in crystals, like figurines, earrings, necklaces, pens, etc. I brought a cute pair of earrings in the shape of a bow. When I got to the shoot, they didn't match the vibe of my outfit, so I didn't wear them. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep the earrings or return them, as money is kind of tight. However, when I found out about the party, I thought I would give my boyfriend's niece the earrings. I'd only tried them on once and then put them directly back into the box they came in. It wasn't that I didn't like them, they were beautiful, money was just tight, and I could have used the $155 back. I told my boyfriend when I brought them, I didn't know if I was going to keep the earrings or take them back. He also knew that I didn't wear them for the photo shoot and only tried them on. Before he left for the party, he said he did not want to give her the earrings, but could not tell me why he did not want to give them to her. I said that it worked out really well. If she chose to exchange them, then she would have a good amount of money to spend in a really nice store, and she could get anything she wanted. Either way, she would have a good gift for me, and my dilemma what to do with the earrings would be solved. I like to be a generous gifter. My son says that I'm extra. I'd only met his niece a few times since Christmas, so I thought my gift was appropriate amount of money. As it turns out, he thought my gift was distasteful. What? I just have to comment. How is bow earrings distasteful? It's different. He could be like, it's not her vibe. Honestly, I could think it's a little bit too much money to be spending on a 15-year-old, but like distasteful? I had to keep reading. And that I had forced him to give his niece my junk I didn't like, a gift she had to work for, do an exchange. He brought the gift and receipt home because they couldn't return it for the money since I had paid with a credit card. I asked him why I would buy earrings I didn't like. That makes no sense. He's acting like OP went into the back of her jewelry drawer, picked out a bunch of old earrings she's always despised, and said, here, give them to your niece. I wouldn't want to insult anyone and try to go over the top in everything I do for other people. He knows this about me. We have known each other for a while, but I've only been hanging out with each other's families since Christmas. I'm not sure what exactly he told his mother, but she also thinks my gift was distasteful. I mean, to be fair, we do not know what he told his mom, and that can change it. As it turns out, the niece did not have pierced ears, which I did not know or notice in the 5 times I've seen her. My boyfriend, who has known her for her entire life, did not know either, but he said it's another reason it was not a good gift, and he slept on the couch last night over this. So am I that? Okay, I have a lot of thoughts and we need to unpack. First of all, her not having her ears pierced does change it for me slightly. I don't feel like this is on OP because she does not know things like that. This is entirely on the boyfriend to know whether or not his niece has her ears pierced. And if he doesn't know, you check in with your sibling and say, hey, does my niece have her ears pierced? Like, that's an easy enough conversation to have. And the fact he didn't have that conversation, I feel like that is just an added bonus, but he never meant to give her the earrings. And also, regardless of if OP could give the niece the earrings or not, how the boyfriend is reacting to her suggesting to give the gift to the niece is wild. So, in my opinion, a $155 gift is extremely generous, especially for a 15-year-old that you have only met a handful of times. How that can be perceived as distasteful makes no sense to me. But also, I understand where OP was coming from, saying if she didn't want the earrings, she could exchange them. Now, because she doesn't have her ears pierced, then I understand why that would be seen as rude, because you're giving her a gift that she cannot wear, that she does not have the ability to wear, so she has no choice but to exchange it. That does make it an present to receive. Like, that's just something you don't do. If someone doesn't have their ears pierced, you don't give them earrings for their present. You know what I mean? But again, OP didn't know this. And the boyfriend didn't say this to OP until afterwards. So assuming that the niece has her ears pierced, it is a good gift. And it's a cute set of earrings. It's not like she knew the niece was anti-bows or anything like that, where it would be like, oh, why would you get her this? It's completely not her style. It seems like they were neutral enough earrings where it's like some people are gonna find them cute and some people aren't, but then if you don't, like, you can exchange it. To say that it was distasteful is still so wild to me, because it was not a distasteful gift. I really think all this falls onto the boyfriend. Also, if he felt it was so distasteful, he could have brought this up right away and said, no, you know what, that's not a good idea. Why don't you just return this and we'll just get her something else? He didn't. So again, another story we're reading today, it's not the ex, but maybe OP's boyfriend should be the ex with the way he's acting. OP's boyfriend is in his 40s and acting so immaturely when this could have just been an easy conversation. And he could have said, no, I'm not comfortable with like you getting her this gift. And he could have explained whatever his reasons are. Maybe he's more coherent when he's not pissed off and feeling slighted by her. I don't know. It really feels like this is a situation where there needed to be more communication, and it's not even on OP's end because OP communicated clearly. OP's boyfriend was the one who had an issue with it, and he didn't communicate he had an issue with it until much later. So in this situation, OP's boyfriend is the OP is not the Because again, she's not going to know if the daughter has her ears pierced. That's something that the boyfriend should know or find out. And I would just say that if you're going to stay with this man, figure out what presents are distasteful and what aren't, and maybe get him a distasteful present for his birthday. And then maybe you should also break up with him. But I also know that's extreme and we can't look into everyone's relationship just based on a story. I just feel like I would feel disrespected if my boyfriend was telling me that $155 gift for his niece was unacceptable. I would feel disrespected of how my boyfriend was talking to me about something that I think is extremely generous amount of money to be spending on someone. But honestly, let me know what you think about this story in the comments down below, because I need to hear like if I'm the one in the wrong for this opinion and my perception on like passing along a gift for something that you got but you're not going to use and giving that to someone else. Because maybe other people do see it as distasteful and I just come from like a family where like we really wouldn't care. Am I that for not buying my girlfriend diamond earrings right off the bat? Probably not. You know, buying diamond earrings is like gonna be expensive and like not everyone's in a position to buy them, but I need to hear the story before I fully judge. Because like if you promised her diamond earrings, then you would be a little bit. But for some reason, I don't feel like that's how the story is gonna go. This happened last Christmas. My girlfriend at the time wanted some diamond earrings for Christmas. Okay, so she probably was like asking for them or hinting very heavily. At that time, I was living on my own and she was living with her parents. It doesn't really seem like either you were in the financial position for diamond earrings, but okay. I had been at my job for a little over a year and she kept changing jobs about every month or so. Oh, okay. So she wants something super expensive, but then probably isn't going to be able to give you something as expensive either, which again, with gifts, it's the thought that counts. Like I definitely have made like some like photo albums and collages and things like that, but you also need to be realistic about like what you're asking for. But I do think like there is a little bit of humility you have to have when asking for like gifts and stuff with where like you're at financially and where your partner is financially as well. I was saving up for down payment for a house at the time. Okay, the more I keep reading, the more I'm like, neither of you were in a financial position for this gift. And for her to be expecting this gift is a little delusional on her end. And honestly, with each sentence I read, it's like there's another reason for like why the diamond earrings were never gonna happen. And honestly, like, I get it. Like, priority is it's not all about like a temporary gift. She has a habit of spending money the second she got it, such as taking trips, getting tattoos, drinking, and things like that. She was also in a decent amount of debt and complained about it every chance she got. Oh, geez. It got to the point where I would have to pay for everything to get her to do anything with me, such as I would ask her to go to dinner and she would complain about not having money for it. And I would tell her I'm buying, and then she would complain about money the whole dinner. I wish that they said their ages during this time too, because I would love to have that context as well, because sometimes that will like tell you like people's like mindset, because sometimes like the mindset is just like being like young and dumb, and sometimes it's like, oh, this person is stuck in their ways and they're not being fair. Finally, Christmas is approaching and I asked if she has anything in mind that she would like, and she showed me some diamond earrings. Honestly, it's the audacity for me. Totally valid to want diamond earrings if that is something that's important to you, but like I think if you're gonna be asking your partner for such an extravagant gift, there should be a little bit of like context clues of knowing if you guys are in the financial position or not for that, or you better be finding a really good discount or like coupon or something, because to just be asking for diamond earrings when like there's other things that you could also ask for, it's a lot of audacity. There were some expensive earrings too, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to spend that much money on it. I get that, because financially it's like you're prioritizing other things, and it already feels like OP is doing a lot for their girlfriend. It's hard to be wanting to spend that much on a gift when you already feel like you're carrying the weight of everything, and it doesn't feel like it's being like reciprocated. It doesn't feel like OP is feeling like the girlfriend is on the same page with them financially, and so it feels like there is an issue brewing with money. So instead I offered to put that amount of money towards her debt, because I thought that would be a better use of it and help take some stress off her. She didn't like that and argued why. I asked her if I wouldn't get her what she wanted. She also argued that diamond earrings are an investment. We eventually broke up. Oh, okay, they broke up already. Okay, don't have to tell them to do that. So Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to buy diamond earrings that led us to breaking up? Okay, here's my thing. The only thing I'll agree with OP's girlfriend with is not necessarily wanting OP to help her pay off her debt as her gift, because sometimes when people have a lot of debt, they don't want to always be reminded of it. And like sometimes people do deserve to have nice things outside of their debt. So I could understand her being like, no, like it's a holiday that's coming up. I just want to receive something to take my mind off the money that I owe and like have a tangible thing. I don't think it's appropriate to be asking for such an expensive gift. I also don't love the idea of being like diamond earrings are an investment, because like, yes, technically it is an investment, but it's not an investment where it's like, I'm going to put some money into this stock and it's going to grow and then I can use this money to buy a house. Like, let's be real. If OP is going to buy the girlfriend the diamond earrings, that's not going to be something she's really willing to part with. It feels like it's something she wants to wear. She wants to show off. She wants to like let people know, like, look how great I'm doing. And like probably use it as a status symbol and like hide her financial issues by showing off the amazing diamond earrings she has. It doesn't seem to me like OP would actually be using this as an investment if the time came to like sell it, you know? So I think that's a weak argument. I also feel like there was definitely issues brewing in this relationship that, you know, this was just like the nail in the coffin for the breakup. But like, if we also roll back time, let's say OP got her the diamond earrings, they break up. Well, she's definitely going to keep it. Where's the investment for him? So I just feel like this is an entitled girlfriend wanting some extravagant gift to make her feel special, even though like there's a lot of reasons why that does not make sense as a good financial decision. And it feels like OP's girlfriend is not like financially responsible and more so just cares about like what she can have in the moment. It seems like she's a little bit selfish. And I think that OP made a good call for breaking up, or maybe the girlfriend broke up with him. It doesn't really matter because good riddance. OP is definitely not the for not buying the diamond earrings. There was so many red flags saying do not buy these. Again, another ex story. OP's ex now is the for wanting such an extravagant gift and not understanding OP's valid reasons for saying no. And I think that's the key thing when it comes to gifts. It's not about what you get, it's not about how much it is, but it is about like the entitlement aspect with it and if it's coming from like a selfish place or not. Because like, gift giving is supposed to be fun for everyone. Like you're supposed to get something you like, but you're also supposed to be giving something that you like. And if there's gonna be any issues or any resentment that builds from gift giving, it's not worth the trouble. Am I that for being ungrateful about gold earrings when I only wear silver? I feel like this one is going to be interesting. Recently, I, 21 female, had my birthday and my boyfriend, 21 male of 3 years, took me out to dinner. So they've been together for a while, so that's also important to note. After we had our meal, he told me that he got in a gift for me. Now, usually when he gets me gifts, it's never been too fancy. Like last year, he got me a pair of shoes I've been wanting and some flowers. We're both only in our early 20s and in college, so neither of us have a lot of money, so I never expected too much in terms of gifts. So when I saw the box of a company I would never even dare to look at, I was extremely excited. But when he opened the box, I saw a pair of gold earrings and my smile shrunk. I asked him why he would get me something gold. I only wear silver. He apologized, but I was still a bit annoyed, and I realized he started becoming more frustrated on our way to his car. I could tell my reaction was bugging him, and eventually he dropped me off at my apartment without coming inside and didn't even let me take the gift. I didn't want my night ruined, so I had some of my girls come over, so I wasn't really on my phone. The morning after my birthday, I realized he had called me twice and sent a message. To paraphrase, he basically said he didn't realize it would be such a big deal, and he never pays attention to my jewelry because he finds me beautiful with or without. Guys just don't genuinely care about jewelry. I'm pretty torn now because I think I may have overreacted and seemed ungrateful. On the other hand, we've been dating for over 3 years and he doesn't even know what jewelry I like. Okay, here's my thing. If you don't know what type of jewelry your girl likes to wear, simply ask her. Asking her is going to be a lot easier than facing the fallout of getting like the wrong thing. So I appreciate the effort that like he put into buying her a gift. I assume it wasn't cheap. And there is value in the thought that he put into this gift. I think she responded a little bit too coldly to him because he did put effort in and he did make a mistake with the color of the jewelry, but I feel like there were ways to fix it. A lot of times when you buy jewelry, like you'll have time to like return it or exchange it. And like perhaps the thought of him trying to buy you such an expensive piece of jewelry could be worth the gift. And then you two go together and you're like, hey, can we exchange this? I actually only wear silver. And I say that because like they're both young and they're both in college. So he could have like genuinely like just not paid attention to it. Because I do agree, like sometimes guys don't think like that. He might not have realized that you choose not to wear gold. He might have been like, oh, she doesn't have gold jewelry. I could get her gold jewelry and not realize like the logic behind it. I do think it's a little manipulative to be like, babe, I find you beautiful no matter what type of jewelry you're wearing. You know, guys don't know that stuff. When he could have taken accountability and he could have said, babe, I'm so sorry. I messed up. I didn't realize that like you choose not to wear gold jewelry. I thought that it was just not something you had. And I want you to have jewelry that you love and I won't make this mistake in the future. Because I think it is like valid in a relationship if you get a gift that disappoints you to be able to have healthy communication between you and your partner and address like what you were disappointed about. But I also feel like you shouldn't make him feel like shit for getting you a very expensive gift, because it's not like he put no effort into it. Everyone here kind of sucks, because like, yes, he should have done better, but also OP shouldn't have made him feel so bad. And also like, it wasn't intentional on her end, but like she did then proceed to ignore him and hang out with her girls for the rest of the night, which probably made him feel even more like stressed over the situation. And it just feels like this is really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, because it feels like it was his first mistake and everyone is allowed to mess up. I think it would be very different if like, this is an ongoing pattern of him always buying her gold jewelry and she's made it very clear she only wears silver. But since it seems like it's the first time he got her jewelry, I would say learn from it and move on. I don't feel like they should break up or anything. They're not like the other couples we've seen. I just feel like he messed up and she didn't respond to that mess up in the way that she should have. I feel like, again, better communication that night would have solved a lot of the issues here. So that's it for the earring drama today. I love to hear your thoughts in the comments, especially on this last story. Am I being too forgiving on the guy? If you love jewelry and you love drama, this is a place for you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out when I post my next video. And make sure you like this video so I know you want to see more of it from me. Remember, if you liked any of the earrings you saw in today's video, you can buy them at theaselements.com. And until next time, remember to shine bright, be bold, and feel beautiful. Bye.